your next chapter is neural control and coordination. So basically how we control, there are two ways to control your body, right? One is called nervous control and another is called hormonal control. So nervous control and another is hormonal. Hormonal control, we already studied in the chapter, that is chemical control and coordination, how the body is controlled by all the hormones which are secreted inside the endocrine gland. Now in this chapter we will study the nervous control. Okay, so nervous control, it is by impulse. Okay, this impulse sent by your, that is called the brain, in specific direction. In specific direction. Okay, and that is which one? That is called nervous control. So nervous, for that human body has the nervous system. Human bodies have nervous system. This nervous system inside the human body, it is divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So what are the parts, what are the structure which comes under the central nervous system? So central nervous system is made up of brain and second is spinal cord. And peripheral nervous system, remaining brain and spinal cord, all the peripheral nerves, okay, all the nerves, they form the peripheral nervous system. So human brain and spinal cord, this is basically the central nervous system, and this nerve which is coming from the spinal cord, they form the peripheral nervous system. Okay. Now this peripheral nervous system is again divided into two types, sympathetic and second is parasympathetic nervous system. The first one is sympathetic and parasympathetic. So what is sympathetic nervous system and what is parasympathetic nervous system? We will see this later on. Okay, so this basically peripheral central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, it is divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, which is nothing but the part of autonomous nervous system, which is nothing but the part of autonomous nervous system. Okay, so if you see closely, okay, peripheral nervous system is divided into autonomous nervous system and somatic nervous system. It is divided into autonomous nervous system and somatic nervous system. And this autonomous nervous system, it is again divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. What is the difference between autonomous nervous system and somatic nervous system? Autonomous is basically, it's a autonomous, and that's why it is not in our control, it is involuntary. It is basically the involuntary. And somatic, it is the voluntary. It is in our control. So basically, grossly, nervous system is divided into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system, which consists of autonomous nervous system and somatic. Somatic is voluntary and autonomous is involuntary. This autonomous nervous system is again divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. So this is gross division of the nervous system which is present in the human being. Now the functional unit of the brain and all this nervous system is basically the neuron. So neuron is the functional unit of the nervous system. Neuron consists of cell body, axon, and this terminal bulb, and these are the dendrites. These are the dendrites. And this cell body having the nucleus. So cell body, if you see this part, the cell body part of the neuron, this is called cell body. This cell body consists of nucleus. This is the cytoplasm, and this cytoplasm along with all other organelles. These are organelles. जो भी आपके सेल में रहते हैं यहाँ रहेंगे organelle, and these are the granules. These are the granules which is present in the cytoplasm, which is called Needham's granule. Which is called Needham's granule. So these are the part of your which one that is called, or the cell body consists of nucleus, cell organelles, and cytoplasm. Cytoplasm consists of which granules? Needham's granule. From the cell body, you can see that arises the dendron. Dendrons are small and they are short and they are branched. They are nothing but the branches arising from the cell body. And there is one branch which is long along with the distal knob-like structure. Okay, this is called axon. This is called axon. So this second part is long, which is called axon, and the last terminal part with this swelling, which is like a bulb. These are called synaptic bulb or synaptic knob. Why it is called synaptic knob? Because they are going to synapse, or they are going to, what is that called, join with the another. Okay, so this dendron and this knob, they are joined with each other, and there is a conduction of impulse. There is a conduction of the impulse. Okay, so that is why this impulse conduction, and there is a formation of synapse. Synapse is basically the joint between axon of one neuron and dendron of another neuron, and that is why it is called synaptic. And this knob is having certain neurotransmitter. It is a globular swelling at the end of this, and this is called, it is called synaptic knob. या इसको normal हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, distal or terminal bulb. It's called distal or terminal bulb. Now this neuron, which is the functional unit of nervous system, they are divided or they are classified on the basis of number of axon, okay, into three types. What are the types of neuron? It is the multipolar, bipolar, and unipolar. What is meant by multipolar neuron? This is the cell body, and they have this dendron, and this is one axon. So there are so many poles where another neuron can form the synapse. So that's why it is called multipolar neuron. But is bipolar, cell body, axon, and there is only one dendron. So here there are only two poles. Okay, this is one pole and this is the second pole. So bipolar, so these are only two places where it can join. And what is unipolar? Unipolar have cell body and axon. So this is only one place where it will form the synapse. So multipolar, bipolar, and third is unipolar. Multipolar commonly found in cerebral cortex of your brain. Bipolar in the eyes. There are three layers of eyes. Outside the white color is sclera, then vascular choroid, and then retina, which is a neurosensory. So in retina you can find the bipolar, okay, and the unipolar during the embryonic development. Okay, so inside the embryo, nervous system of the embryo, you can find the unipolar neuron. So these are the three types of neurons. Then again, there are types of neuron on the basis of myelin sheath. Okay, so there are two types. One is called myelinated and another is called non-myelinated. But what is this myelin sheath? if this is the neuron and this is the axon, so on this axon there are cells, and these cells are called Schwann cell. These cells are called Schwann cell. This cell secrete the myelin. This cell secrete the myelin. This is what called myelin, and they form the sheet. They form the sheet around the axon, and such neuron are called myelinated neuron. And the neuron which don't have the Schwann cell or myelin sheet around the axon, that is called non-myelinated. Okay, that is the neuron. So this myelinated neuron, they are usually found in कौन से nerve में? They are found in spinal, or you can say cranial nerve and spinal nerve. We will talk about this cranial nerve and spinal nerve later on. And this non-myelinated neuron, they are found in autonomous nervous system and somatic nervous system. So that is nothing but the part of peripheral nervous system. So these are the myelinated and non-myelinated, that is called the neuron. So if you see this structure of this myelinated neuron, so this is the cell body, and these are the axon, and this is might be the terminal bulb. Okay, here the cell, that is Schwann cell, secrete the myelin sheath. Okay, so this is basically which neuron? Myelinated neuron. We are basically which one? That is called myelinated neuron. And there is a gap you can found in between this myelin sheath. This gap is called node of Ramsay. It is called node of Ramsay. Okay. So this we will see what is the importance of this node of Ramsay. Okay. Now this is all about your which one? Structure of the neuron. Then we will start with the brain. Now your brain has basically the gray matter. Your brain is composed of gray matter and white matter. And if this box is basically your brain, just imagine this is the box, which is the brain. So if you see it from outside, it might be in one color, and if you cut it, okay, so this is the piece here. Inside it is some different color. Inside it is some different color. So these are the two different color you can see in case of the brain. One is gray matter and another is white matter. Now you already know the brain consists of the main important is that is called the neuron. So why there is a gray color and why there is a white color? Basically the gray matter is formed by the cell body and of cell body plus which one? Non-medulated nerve plus non-medulated nerve. And the white matter, it is formed by the medulated nerve. So this medulated nerve, it is nothing but the myelin sheath which is secreted by Schwann cell, and that's what it will give the white color, and that's what is called white matter. Gray matter, cell body which is contained with all laser granules, gray color pigmented laser granules, and non-medulated nerves. Okay, so they give the gray appearance to your brain, and the white appearance to your brain, it is because of the medulated nerve fiber. Not only the neuron is there in brain, so brain also connects connective tissue. So functional unit of your brain is neuron, and this functional unit are joined together by connective tissue. So connective tissue inside the brain is called glial cell. That is called glial cell. There are three types of glial cell in case of the brain. They are called A. Astrocyte, oligodendrocyte, and microglial cells. Star-shaped astrocyte. Second is oligodendrocyte. And the third type of cell is called microglial cell. Microglial cells. So oligodendrocyte, these are the cells with less that is called dendrite. Astrocytes, they might be the star shape. Microglial cells, they are small in size. On the basis of that, they might hold the neuron or they will support your brain. So what are the three type of cells? So you have to how the what are the different cells which form the connective tissue? You have to remember the MOA, mechanism of action to form the brain. Okay, along with the neuron. This mechanism of action of three type of cell is microglial cell, oligodendrocyte, and astrocyte. So this is all about your which one? That is called the connective tissue or glial cell. So what is the function of your basically the brain? Brain is control your whole body function with the help of coordination. So function is to control and coordinate the body function. And it also acts as a storage for your memory. They also interpret the sensory impulse and then they initiate the motors. And if somebody pinch you, okay, or somebody poke you with the fine needle, what happened? You just take away this hand from that pain because of that pain. So this taking away from that particular pain, it is because of the motor response given by your brain. यानी क्या होता है basically? हमें कोई टेम्परेचर यहाँ लग गया गर्म से, तो यहाँ से सेंसरी रिस्पॉन्स किधर जाएगा? हमारे ब्रेन में जाएगा और ब्रेन क्या रिस्पॉन्स भेजेगा? टेक दिस हैंड ऑन द साइड. तो ये कौन सा हो गया? ये हो गया मूवमेंट. तो मूवमेंट इज कॉल्ड मोशन और मोटर रिस्पॉन्स. यानी क्या करता है आपका ब्रेन? आपका जो सेंसेशन आ रहा है सेंसरी रिस्पॉन्स, उसको मोटर रिस्पॉन्स में कन्वर्ट करने का फंक्शन किसका है? आपके ब्रेन में, राइट? तो सेंसेस, कुछ भी सेंसेस हो सकते हैं, राइट? इफ यू सी द टाइगर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, तो ये आपका विजन सेंस हो गया. तो आप क्या करते हैं वहां पर? कुछ नहीं करते. आपका सेंस क्या बोलता है, राइट? वो टाइगर को आप देखते, आपका सेंस बोलता है और आपका ब्रेन बोलता है कि भाग जाओ यहाँ से, and then you start running. Basically, this is called which response? Motor response, right? So basically, such kind of interpretation done by your, that is called the brain. So that is called sensory response was interpreted by your brain and then converted into motor response. Now this brain is covered with, we already see this in chapter of skeleton. We see the structure of skull. This is the skull. This is the bone, the skull bone. Inside that, this is the brain. Okay, so we not draw. This is the brain stem and this is the spinal cord. Now, in between this brain and the skull bone, these are basically the, I will make the dot and you can remember this is called the skull bone and this is your brain. There are in between this gap, if you enlarge this gap, you have to see the three protective layer. Okay, one is called dura mater. Okay, I will write with the black color. Then arachnoid matter. Okay, and the inside one is the pia matter. Matter is, these are some substance. So basically, how will you remember these are the three covering of the brain? You can remember word pad. Pad is just a cushion to avoid the injury. So PAD. Pia matter जो ब्रेन को सबसे अंदर से आपको कवर करेगा, दिस इज कॉल्ड पाया मैटर. उसके ऊपर का कौन सा है? दिस इज योर विच वन? दैट इज कॉल्ड the red color, that is called arachnoid matter, and in between your, that is called the skull and the arachnoid matter, this is your which one? The black one is called the dura matter. So ड्यूरा मैटर इज बिलो द बोन. ड्यूरा मैटर के नीचे कौन सा है? एरिकनॉइड. एरिकनॉइड के नीचे कौन सा है? पाया मैटर. और पाया मैटर के नीचे कौन सा है? ये तुम्हारा ब्रेन. इट इज द ब्रेन. So you have to remember PAD, pad. Okay. So P is the pia matter, A is the arachnoid, and D is the dura matter. Okay. In between the dura matter and arachnoid matter, there is a subdural space. Dura के नीचे तो इसको कौन सी बोलेंगे? Subdural space. और arachnoid के नीचे जो होंगी उसको क्या बोलेंगे? Subarachnoid space. Okay. हम लोग अगर यहाँ इसका एक क्रॉस सेक्शन ये टुकड़ा अगर निकालते हैं यहाँ पर, राइट, सो दिस इज द बोन, स्कल बोन है. बोन के नीचे कौन सा हो गया? ये तुम्हारा ब्लैक कलर का जो हम लोगों ने निकाला था, दैट इज कॉल्ड ड्यूरा मैटर. ड्यूरा मैटर के नीचे सबड्यूरल स्पेस. और उसके बाद ये हो गया आपका रेड कलर का एरेक्नॉइड मैटर. और एरेक्नॉइड मैटर के नीचे स्पेस. और ये उसके बाद का थिन वाला ग्रीन वाला पाया मैटर. ओके. सो ये जो स्पेस दिख रही है, इस स्पेस को बोलते हैं सब ड्यूरल, क्योंकि वो ड्यूरा के नीचे. इसको बोलेंगे सब एरेक्नॉइड. But the space content, okay, basically the space is filled with the fluid, and that is called CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. It's called cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so जो भी आपके ब्रेन में वेसल्स है, जो भी आपके वेसल में ट्रांसफ्यूजन होता है, कोई वेस्ट मटेरियल अगर बाहर निकलता है, तो दिस फ्लूइड, okay, it's used for exchange of that waste material, right? और exchange के काम आता है. दो इसमें फ्लूइड है तो शॉक एब्जॉर्बर भी हो सकता है, राइट. वैसे ही गॉड ने बहुत प्रोटेक्टिव दिया है तुमको ब्रेन, राइट. पहले आपका बोन है, उसके बाद फिर पैड है, और उसके बाद आपका ब्रेन है. एक्सचेंज ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, एक्सचेंज ऑफ वेस्ट. ओके, so this is all about your which one? Subdural and subarachnoid space. So these space are continue here up to here. But if you see in the spinal cord, this is the vertebrae. This is the one vertebra, and from here the spinal cord goes down. So around that there are same covering meninges, right? And there is one more space in case of spinal cord, and that is called epidural space. एक स्पेस और बढ़ जाती है ड्यूरा के ऊपर की, उसको बोलते हैं एपिड्यूरल स्पेस. लेकिन आपको याद रखना है, एपिड्यूरल स्पेस इज ओनली इन न्यूरल कैनल. यहाँ पर रहेंगी एपिड्यूरल स्पेस, यहाँ पर एपिड्यूरल स्पेस नहीं रहेंगी. ओके. ब्रेन स्कल में देयर आर ओनली टू स्पेस, सबड्यूरल एंड सबएरिकनॉइड, लेकिन यहाँ और एक रहेंगी, दैट इज कॉल्ड एपिड्यूरल स्पेस. सो दीज आर ऑल अबाउट योर विच वन? That is called meninges. इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं लेयर, meninges. ये हो गया आपके meninges. meninges. ऐसे याद रखना है आपको. पैड, पाया is inside and dura is outside. ये होगी subdural space, ये होगी subarachnoid space, ये होगी brain की space. और in case of that is called epidural in case of dura. Now we will start the brain proper. Now we will start the brain proper. उसके बाद देखेंगे स्पाइनल कॉर्ड, और उसके बाद क्रेनियल नर्व, उसके बाद सेंसरी ऑर्गन, देन योर टॉपिक विल बी क्लोज. ओके. सो ब्रेन सबसे पहले देखेंगे. यूजुअली द वेट ऑफ एडल्ट ब्रेन इज लाइक 200 to 1200 to like 1400 gram. Okay, that is approximate weight of the brain, and there are like 10,000 millions of न्यूरॉन. बहुत न्यूरॉन ही से बनता है तुम्हारा ब्रेन, राइट. सो देयर मोर देन मिलियन न्यूरॉन, एंड योर ब्रेन इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 3 पार्ट. forebrain, midbrain, and third is hindbrain. Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Fore यानी पहला, mid यानी बीच में का, hind यानी सबसे last one. Okay, so this forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain, they are also called proscene. Brain is also called cephalon. Prosencephalon, mesencephalon. Don't confuse. This is not telencephalon. This is rhombencephalon. Okay. So these are the part of the brain: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Okay. Now your forebrain. Okay, that is actually 2/3 part of your whole brain. Your whole brain का 2/3 part, right? It is occupied by which one? That is called forebrain. Forebrain is the most important part. Okay, so your forebrain consists of like what are the parts of forebrain, midbrain और hindbrain हम लोग देखते बाद में. Forebrain तो सबसे बड़ा पार्ट है, यानी ये अगर पूरा आपका ब्रेन है, उसके अगर आपने 3 पार्ट किए, राइट, तो इस 3 पार्ट में 2/3 पार्ट तो forebrain है, और यहाँ पर मिड ब्रेन और क्या रहेगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड हाइंड ब्रेन. सो दिस इज ऑल. व्हाट आर द पार्ट्स ऑफ forebrain? Your forebrain consists of, okay, cerebral hemisphere. Cerebral hemisphere. Hemi इसलिए क्योंकि आधे आधे है. Your brain is basically divided into 2 part. forebrain का उसको इसलिए hemisphere बोलते हैं, right? And then second part is optic lobe, and third one is your which one? That is called diencephalon. Third one is called diencephalon. So basically, your forebrain is divided into optic lobe, olfactory lobe. So you have to remember your brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain is divided into cerebral hemisphere. I will show you this here. What is basically this? This is your brain. You can see here. It can look grey color from outside. Okay, so it is the cerebral hemisphere. And why I said it is a hemisphere, you can see here. This is half here and half on another side. That is why it is called hemisphere. ये जो आपको पूरा दिख रहा है, that is called cerebral hemisphere. Okay. Now, if you see, this is the lateral side of your brain. This is the posterior side of your brain, and this one is your anterior side of your brain. Let's make it. Somewhere this is cerebral hemisphere. One cerebral hemisphere, another cerebral hemisphere. Olfactory lobe are somewhere here. Okay. So these two on the under surface is आपको ये वाले जो दो, so they are basically the olfactory lobe. यहाँ रहेगा एक पार्ट और यहाँ रहेगा, these are olfactory lobe. और then inside this, अगर आप ब्रेन को ठीक से देखोगे, I will just enlarge it. इधर 2 हेमिस्फीयर, ये आधा इधर है और आधा इधर है, और ये सब तो बाहर से आपको हेमिस्फीयर दिख रहा है. ये सारा हेमिस्फीयर है, ये लैटरल साइड से है, राइट. ये भी लैटरल साइड से हो गया, ये पीछे से हो रहा है, राइट. देखो ये पीछे से हो गया, ये लैटरल साइड से. ये आगे से you cannot see the diencephalon because diencephalon is inside. If you separate these two hemispheres, you can see the diencephalon is inside. And this diencephalon it is again here made up of two parts. What are the parts of diencephalon basically? So diencephalon consists of thalamus and hypothalamus. Diencephalon it is made up of thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay, so these are basically the gross part of your that is called the brain. Okay, and what is the function of your brain? Voluntary movement, involuntary movement, sensory function, motor function. These are basically the function of your brain. Now we will start with the first part that is called forebrain. We already started with the first part. It is 2/3 occupied, consists of two cerebral hemisphere. This is one and this is another one. I will just make it. Now you can see here. So these are two cerebral hemispheres. First we will see cerebral hemisphere. So basically cerebral hemisphere cover all the part of brain. Simple है, it cover all part. ये पूरा cerebral hemisphere ऊपर से, साइड से, आगे से, पीछे से, from everywhere it covers the brain. यानी आप जब देखते हैं आपको क्या दिखता है? cerebral hemisphere. और आपके पूरे ब्रेन का 80% to 85% पार्ट, ये जो वजन है इसका वेट, इट इज ऑक्युपाइड बाय cerebral hemisphere. Why it is called hemisphere? आधा इधर से और आधा इधर से. These two hemisphere internally they are connected with the help of that is by the that is called basically the nerve cord, a band of nerve whose band of nerve cord को बोलते हैं corpus callosum. उसको बोलते हैं corpus callosum. यानी एक आपका ये हेमिस्फीयर हो गया, ये दूसरा दूसरे साइड से, and now these two are connected to each other by the band of nerve fiber. This band is called corpus callosum. ये आपको याद रखना है, right? And if you see your cerebral hemisphere, you can see here they have the sulci and the elevated portion gyrus. ये आपको दिख रहा है, that is called sulci नीचे लगा, और जो ऊपर आया है portion उसको बोलते हैं gyrus. And अगर आप फिगर निकालोगे इस तरह से 2 dimensional, so this is basically the sulci and this elevated portion is the gyrus. Why there is a sulcus and gyrus in the brain? Because what happened to increase the surface area, of the brain, right? So this is all about your which one? That now if you see here, if I enter into this the brain, you can see there is a cavity here. There is a cavity on this side and there is a cavity on this side. This cavity, one on this hemisphere, another on other side of hemisphere. Look at that. This is the two cerebral hemisphere, and if I just enlarge it, you can see inside there is a cavity. ठीक है आपको? ये बाहर से बंद कर दिया, अभी खोला. This two cavity, you can see एक इधर से cavity है, आपको अंदर से दिख रही है ये एक कैविटी और ये दूसरी कैविटी, ये कनेक्ट रहती है एक दूसरे से. एंड दिस टू कैविटी दे आर कॉल्ड लैटरल वेंट्रिकल्स. दे आर कॉल्ड राइट एंड लेफ्ट. कितने हो गए? 2 lateral ventricles. So they will ask you in exam how many ventricles are there in the brain. So basically there are 4 ventricles in the brain. यानी ये अगर आपका ब्रेन है, so inside the brain if you see this is the cavity, और इस cavity को बोलते हैं हम लोग ventricle. तो आपके ब्रेन में if this is your right this is the cerebral hemisphere, this is the left cerebral hemisphere, इनके बीच में की ये जो कैविटी रहेंगी उस कैविटी को हम लोग बोलेंगे ventricles. And this ventricle are filled with, again there is only one fluid inside your brain. कौन सा? cerebrospinal fluid. So this is all about your which one, that is called forebrain. फोरब्रेन का कौन सा पार्ट हो गया, ये सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर। अब दूसरा पार्ट है आपके फोरब्रेन का, एक हो गया ये फोरब्रेन सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, दूसरा पार्ट है ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब, दूसरा पार्ट है दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब और ऑल्फैक्टरी ट्रैक्ट बोलते हैं। ओके, सो इफ यू सी दिस इज द लैटरल साइड ऑफ योर ब्रेन and this is the posterior side of your brain. If you see the anterior, this is the anterior, this side, this is the frontal lobe and this is the frontal part of your brain. इस लोब के नीचे यहाँ पर, okay, if you see here on the under surface, इस पार्ट को आपको बोलना है olfactory tract, क्योंकि यहाँ एक है बल्ब और यहाँ दूसरा है, ये दोनों बल्ब जैसे है, ऐसे ग्लोबुलर पार्ट है, इसको बोलते हैं ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब, और ये सेंसेशन लेके जाते हैं आपको, राइट। आपका ऑल्फैक्टरी है आपके नाक की तरफ जाते हैं, दैट इज स्मेल का सेंसेशन, स्मेल इंटरप्रिटेशन होता है यहाँ पर, राइट। दैट इज फॉर स्मेल, दैट इज फॉर द स्मेल इंटरप्रिटेशन। सो दिस इज द फंक्शन ऑफ व्हिच वन, ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब। आई गेस हम लोगों के सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर के फंक्शन रह गए, हम लोग एक बार जो सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर है उसके भी फंक्शन देख लेते हैं। तो ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब का बहुत आसान है, स्मेल करना। सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर के हम लोग देखते हैं फंक्शन। सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, इफ यू सी लैटरली, दिस इज द होल इज योर व्हिच वन, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, एक साइड से और दूसरी। तो दिस सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर, इफ यू सी, this is the frontal part, this is the frontal lobe, ये ऊपर से this is the parietal lobe, this is the temporal and then this is the occipital lobe, right। तो ये lateral view, अगर हम लोगों ने सामने से देखा तो सिर्फ क्या दिखेगा आपको, frontal। अगर हम लोगों ने पीछे से देखा तो क्या दिखेगा, सिर्फ occipital। अभी हम लोग कौन सा व्यू देख रहे हैं, राइट, lateral और temporal। frontal इतना पार्ट parietal, occipital एंड temporal। फ्रंटल का क्या काम है, व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ फ्रंटल, सारा काम कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेशन है, लेकिन फ्रंटल का क्या है, दैट इज द मोटर और वॉलेंट्री कंट्रोल, मोटर रिस्पॉन्स देना, राइट, मोटर रिस्पॉन्स या वॉलेंट्री कंट्रोल। दूसरा, there is one area here, this area is called Broca's area in case of frontal lobe, that is for speech, that is for speech, इसको बोलते हैं speech। ये दोनों हो गए अभी एक इधर से और एक पीछे के बीच से, that is called parietal lobe। parietal lobe is for usually the sensory area। कौन से sensation है, pain, touch, temperature, pressure, 2-point डिस्क्रिमिनेशन। यानी अगर आप लोगों ने ये दोनों पॉइंट यहाँ लगाए तो आपके ब्रेन को समझ में आ रहा था कि 2 पॉइंट लगे, दैट इज कॉल्ड 2-point डिस्क्रिमिनेशन। ओके, राइट। सो दिस इज लाइक स्पीच का सेंसेशन, स्पीच का सेंसेशन। यहाँ सेंसेशन रहेगा स्पीच का, यहाँ स्पीच तैयार होगी मूवमेंट से, दैट इज कॉल्ड मोटर रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ द स्पीच। तो ये हो गया आपका कौन सा, दैट इज कॉल्ड पैराइटल। उसके बाद ये पीछे का दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑक्सीपिटल। तो ये तो बहुत आसान है, दैट इज फॉर विजन, दैट इज फॉर विजन। ये जो पीछे का है दैट इज फॉर ऑक्सीपिटल लोब, दैट इज फॉर विजन, विजुअल इसको एरिया बोलते हैं। और ये जो टेम्पोरल है, ये जो साइड का जो आपको लोब दिख रहा है, दैट टेम्पोरल लोब यहाँ से आपको ऑल्फैक्टरी बल्ब आके यहाँ चला जाएगा, राइट। सो बेसिकली इट इज फॉर स्मेल, इट इज फॉर स्मेल। ओके, then it is also called auditory, सुनने के लिए, right, auditory। and the most important, it is for, there is one area here, जैसे यहाँ पर एक ब्रोकाज एरिया है, वैसे यहाँ पर कौन सा एरिया है, वर्निके एरिया। वर्निके एरिया is to understand the speech, it is to understand the speech। okay, so look, पैराइटल लोब में एक एरिया है, राइट, जो स्पीच का मोटर फंक्शन करता है। सॉरी, पैराइटल लोब में स्पीच का सेंसरी फंक्शन करता है। फ्रंटल लोब में स्पीच का जो ब्रोकाज एरिया है वो मोटर फंक्शन करता है। टेम्पोरल लोब में अंडरस्टैंड करता है। यानी तीनों जगह स्पीच का एरिया है। यहाँ से आप सेंस करोगे क्या बोलना है क्या नहीं है, फिर यहाँ से आपका वॉल्यूम निकलेगा, आपका मोटर है, और यहाँ आके क्या होगा, जो आप बोल रहे हो वो अंडरस्टैंड करो। इन तीन जगहों पर कहीं पर भी कोई प्रॉब्लम हो गया, राइट, यानी आपको कुछ यहाँ पर आपको स्ट्रोक हो गया या आपका ब्रेन में कुछ ब्लड सप्लाई कम हो गया, तो समझ लो ये चला गया, तो आप समझ सकते, अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते और आप आंसर करना चाहते, लेकिन आप बोल पाओगे क्या, नहीं बोल पाओगे, राइट। अगर आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग चला जाएगा तो यहाँ क्या हो जाएगा, ऐसे पर्सन को वो बोलेगा, राइट, और बोलना चालू होगा, लेकिन वो क्या बोल रहा है उसको खुद भी नहीं समझेगा, क्योंकि अंडरस्टैंडिंग एरिया खराब हो चुका है, राइट। सो दिस इज व्हाई द ब्रेन इज जस्ट लाइक, इफ यू रिमेंबर, अब मैं यहाँ को आपको डिफरेंट डिफरेंट पार्ट बता रहा हूँ कि ये पार्ट ये है, ये पार्ट वो है, राइट, बट एक्चुअली में ब्रेन इज वेरी कॉम्पैक्ट स्ट्रक्चर, ब्रेन इज बेसिकली वेरी कॉम्पैक्ट स्ट्रक्चर। कॉम्पैक्ट आप ऐसे डिफाइन नहीं कर सकते कि ये और वो है, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल लड्डू ले लो, राइट, इफ यू सी दैट लड्डू और मैं आपको बोलूंगी कि ये पार्ट ये है वो पार्ट, नो, इफ यू ब्रेक द लड्डू एवरीथिंग इज मिक्स्ड, एवरीथिंग इज मिक्स्ड, जस्ट लाइक दैट योर ब्रेन इज मिक्स्ड, यू कैन नॉट रियली डिफरेंशिएट दैट पार्ट। लेकिन हम लोग क्या जो भी डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं कैसे कर रहे हैं, ग्रॉसली, इट इज लाइक द ग्रॉस डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ वेरियस पार्ट। तो ये हो गया आपका कौन सा, फोर ब्रेन का सेरेब्रल हेमिस्फीयर के सारे फंक्शन हो गए। हम लोगों ने दूसरा देखा था ऑल्फैक्टरी लोब और ऑल्फैक्टरी ट्रैक का हम लोग का फंक्शन था, ऑल्फैक्टरी का स्मेल का इंटरप्रिटेशन करना, और तीसरा कौन सा पार्ट है आपका, दैट इज कॉल्ड द डायनसेफ्लॉन, दैट इज कॉल्ड डायनसेफ्लॉन, दैट इज कॉल्ड डायनसेफ्लॉन।